today I'm here with another finished objects video. Yeah, it snowed and we got basically snowed in, I guess it was Saturday. And so I actually finished up a lot of my smaller works in progress that I needed to do. And yeah, and so I've got a couple other things besides that, but I'm going to go ahead and just start with the works in progress. The first thing that I finished was this Pom Pom Wreath. You know, you'd seen that I had the pom-poms in like a bin, and I made some white ones. They're showing up quite bright white, but they're actually a little off-white, like a soft white or something in real life. But I made those up to sort of fill it in and make it not so red and green. Obviously this is very holiday colored, but yeah, I think it actually really turned out nice. It's very soft and squishy, and I just sort of want to lay my head on it. Yeah. It was really simple. You know, I had obviously the pom-poms, most of them ready to go, so I just, you know, tied them on, and I'll show you the back if I can flip it over. See, I just sort of tied it, made a knot, and trimmed the edges. I didn't cut the edges too short in case I had to retie it for whatever reason, but yeah, it looks like that. And then that from the side, you can sort of see a little bit of it, but when you hang it up, it's not noticeable because these are extremely fluffy and you can move them around. They cover most of the seeable. They cover most of like the visible area. Like even if you look inside, you'd have to be like right up in there. Yeah. So yeah, this wreath form was actually the one with the little felt circle things on it. I just popped all those off and reused this. I decided that I wasn't going to do anything with the felt. Well, I mean, wasn't going to like continue on with the felt wreath. It just wasn't working, so I may try that again later, but for now this is actually really cute. And I know if I gave this away to my sister, who was the original recipient or intended recipient for the felt wreath, I know she'd love this because it's really cute. But to be honest, I kind of want to keep it for myself. So I may give this one to her, maybe make another, I don't know. Yeah, it's really cute. But, you know, these are all over, like, Pinterest and places like that, so they're really cool. So that basically took care of 2 of my works in progress. Yeah, so, you know, that was nice. Now, I finished this little cupcake. I filled it up, and then I sewed it on, like, sewed the top on. And I think I might have overfilled it a little bit. But little secret, I used some of that felt that I took off to stuff this. Because, you know, it filled up the space really easy and it was good. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I may just give it to my niece or something. I don't know. But at least it's done. It's a little lopsided. I didn't do a very good job, I don't think. But yeah, all done. I don't know why I made the cupcake bottom black. I'm going to call this my burnt cupcake, I think, because it, you know, looks sort of like if I burned it. Oh well. Okay, the last of the finished objects that I did was this purse. It's the fat bottom bag. I cannot remember the designer name, but I'll put all the details in the description box. But it's from the Happy Hooker book. It's really nice. I just bought these buttons. I think they were like 2 for $1 or something. They're wooden, and yeah. So it works out great. And sorry about that scraping noise. That's the inside. And I sewed the button on with purple. Sorry about that. I sewed the button on with purple thread. I should have probably used orange, but I thought the purple was prettier since the lining has a little bit of orange accents, but whatever. Or I guess I could have went with green, but I just like the purple. So there you go. That is another finished object. So I think at this point all I have are the the scarf, the knitted scarf, and the blanket. I'd have to double check, but I think that's all I have left to do. So I got all of the little things done, thanks to all of that snow that we got. And yeah, all right. Now I'm going to insert some footage of some things that I finished before, and then I haven't made a finished objects video since then, so I'll go ahead and do that here. Okay, so I made this headband for my niece. She's like 3 months old and adorable. And yeah, so I got the pattern for the band on Ravelry, and I cannot remember the name of the pattern or who designed it, but I will put the link in the description box. It's really stretchy, so it'll stay with her for a long time. And then I added a loom, or well, it's like a loom flower. And the thread I used has, like, you can see it's got like that little silver flecks that, or you know, like a silver strand that goes through it, and then just like a green center. If you've seen my quick and easy cowl pattern, you'll understand what this is about. This is basically it's the same yarn, it's the same sort of thing, so it's designed to match. And actually it used up the rest of the skein of yarn that the cowl did. So you can get both the there's a cat hair on there. You can get both the cowl and this headband out of one skein, or at least I managed to with like my gauge or whatever. But I'll have the pattern up for that soon, if it's not already up, depending on when I get this loaded. Okay, here's another pattern that I designed. It's another head wrap, ear warmer, whatever you want to call it, headband, I guess. This was made with Karen Simply Soft, and I don't know if you can tell, but see, it's sort of there's sort of like a tiered effect. So it like goes here and then it raises up, so like a step, I guess. And I really think it turned out really nice, and it's stretchy and pretty, and I will have a pattern for that up as well. Though I did not film actually this one in particular, but I will have it up, you know, a different one at some time. Once I get time to actually film the process. I was just sort of playing around, and this was my prototype, so yeah. This hat's for my husband actually, but I decided to make a tutorial for it, so I did so when I was making this one. So if it should be up by the time you see this, hopefully. So if it is, I'll go ahead and I will link it. Yeah, it's just a basic hat with ear flaps. They're not really huge ear flaps, just because my husband, he didn't really want like the really big ear flaps that sort of get in the way, and also he didn't want any tassels, so you know, the bigger they are, you tend to have to use the tassels to sort of keep them closed, you know. Anyway, I really like this hat actually. I think if I had to do it over again, I might do the ear flaps in black. I don't know. I like them like this, but I don't know, I might do something different the next time I make it. Okay, yeah, so that stuff was, or it's already gone. Well, the hat is, you know, on my husband's head actually. Well, maybe not right now, but he wore it to work today, so, yeah. And then I made this little crocheted star. It was really simple. You just sort of do the circle part, and then you work each of these individually, and then do a slip stitch all over to sort of join it and make it look a little bit more uniform. So yeah, I don't know, I really like stars, and I was bored, so that's what happens. And the last thing on my finished objects video, or for my finished objects video, is that I have made 2 more Loom scarves for charity. And yeah, one actually came out a little shorter. I made these a little wider than I normally do. I added an extra peg on there for some reason. So the yarn, like I made the first one the normal length, and then the second one ended up being just a tad short, but the good thing is these actually stretch out like lengthwise, so it'll work once I wash it up and everything.